Hey guys, this is going to be a review of a new mobile phone I just picked up, the Samsung Galaxy Note. It's on AT&T network. It's an LTE device, and its main claim to fame is its large display. It's a 5.3 inch, and it's the largest display on a cell phone. So the reason I picked it up is I've had iPhones last, I guess, 3 or 4 times, and love the iPhone, but the display is kind of small, and I wanted something that I could carry with me, not necessarily a tablet. And this phone came along. It's pocketable, big enough that you can really enjoy videos on it, and so I thought I'd take a chance with it. I still keep it my iPhone, but I picked this up, and I'm going to see how I like this. I've had it only a few days now, but I'll give you some idea of what it's like, and in comparison to an iPhone. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. So here's a Galaxy Note. Next to it is a iPhone 4. You can see the difference in the screen, which is, as I said, the reason I bought it to begin with. 5.3 high resolution versus a high resolution 3.5. So what I wanted was that something I can use as a tablet type device, but still want to be able to make phone calls on it. So here's one of the features of the phone. Here's the S Pen. Some people call it a stylus. It has a little button on it. Fits in the silo. I've already removed it, and you hold the thing, tap it twice, and you can see here's the S Memo, where you can write. So you can see that, and then you can save it, you can edit it, erase it. If you want to erase it, you can. Just that simple. You can also crop it. If you for example, you have a map, you want to show somebody directions, you can put the map and then crop it and just send them the directions where you want them to go. You can send it by email, message, whatever you want to do. So that's a nice feature. Okay, I'm just going to cancel that, take that out. The S Pen doesn't work on these buttons here, so that's one. I don't know why that is, but they decided not to do that. Here's a home screen. I have live wallpaper on this, by the way. In some reviews they showed a lag. I haven't had any. Of course, my phone is pretty new, so it's pretty fresh, so I don't have a lot of videos or apps on it that would slow it down. I'm sure eventually something like that would slow down. I bought the white one. I wanted a white phone. I wanted an iPhone 4S white, but they didn't have it out. They had problems with it, obviously. So this one they had white, so I did get it. The pen matches. You get the black, the carbon blue, which is actually a black. That's the other color choice on this. Some of the nice things about it is in comparison to this iPhone 4. This is an iPhone 4. I'm filming with a 4S, by the way. Wi-Fi. If I'm out in a public Wi-Fi, this Galaxy seems stronger. Sometimes the public Wi-Fi on a 4S, it'll be fighting whether it wants a 3G or a Wi-Fi connection. If the Wi-Fi is kind of weak, so you're kind of in limbo and it's not connecting to either one. So I end up shutting the Wi-Fi down and just using a 3G on a 4S in that situation. This one, in the same place where I normally go, it got a very strong signal. So I'm going to lean towards, at the moment, the Galaxy Note has a stronger Wi-Fi connection. GPS, using the internal GPS that this has with the factory, the Samsung Google Map on here, it's pretty accurate. Picks up really quick. It uses Russian satellites in addition to the U.S. satellites and so forth. So I was expecting a strong connection, and I did get one. Very accurate. I'm not sure what will happen if there's no cell phone connection where it can get some data. because the maps are probably downloaded as you go. There may be a way to download it before you leave to go on your destination. I haven't looked into that yet. If not, I guess I can go with Navigon. They have a Navigon app, which is I have on the iPhone, which works really good. So, but either way, it's very accurate and it's free. So if it works good, I may just keep it. I just have to find a few details out. One thing I'm not really crazy about the App Store in Google. It's a lot of permissions you have to give to the apps, and you know, the iPhone may have the same thing, but it does it for you. They're a little more secretive about it, and they kind of take care of it for you. You don't really have to think about it. So I'm not really too big on the apps on the Google, but they work, so it is what it is. Showed you the live wallpaper. The screen is really nice on this. Playing YouTube videos, it's really nice to go from a 3.5 to something of this size. Some people ask me why not just get like a Galaxy S2. It's a bigger screen than an iPhone, but it's a lower resolution, and the iPhone will probably come out with a screen similar size, or maybe at least a 4-inch. So if I'm going to get a phone, if I'm going to get an Android phone, I want the biggest screen I can get, and that would be this one. I'm kind of tied into the Apple ecosystem with movies and music and whatnot. So it's really hard to switch off from that. I'm going to keep both phones, but if Apple had this phone, had made a phone like this, we'd be reviewing that right now. But that's not the case. So I'm happy with it. I've only had it a few days, so it's still a learning curve. The size of the phone, I guess the biggest question is, well, can it fit in your pocket? Yeah, I don't have any trouble. I haven't had any trouble keeping this in my pocket at all. I've actually had both phones at the same time. Not really an issue. It's a thin phone. It's heavier than the iPhone, but I guess because of the size, the weight is more distributed, so it doesn't really feel like it's anything heavy in your pocket. I guess a girl could put it in her purse. If you wear suits, well, you could probably put it, I'm not sure about the suit pants, how it would fit, but it would probably fit nicely in the jacket. So the S Pen, again, is something if you're in school, that might be a handy feature to take notes. You can also, if you're artistic, which I am not, but yeah, you can make sketches and stuff like that on it. So could come in handy, or if your occupation requires you to do sketches, you know, that might be something you want to do. This is pretty nice. It works pretty good, better than I thought it would. You can see how the apps, your 5 across on this, so you can keep tons of apps. I showed you the other memo. This would be one that you'd want to use for. You can see some of the sketches. These are already. I didn't make these sketches. These are already on the phone. But you know, these are some of the things you can do. You can change how thick you want the line to be when you draw. You can change the colors, obviously, all sorts of things. So somebody really artistic, this might be a nice thing to play around with. I won't be using it much for that, but yeah, as far as taking notes and that type of thing. By the way, the pen does not work on these on your home screen buttons, and you have to actually use your finger on it. So that's one thing that's kind of odd about it. The other thing that I thought was odd, the speaker on it, it's average or a little better than average. I was really expecting it to be much louder because of the size of the phone. You would think they can do a lot more with it, but for whatever reason, it's average. It's perfectly fine. I would prefer something a lot louder, maybe stereo speakers or something, because it is quite a multimedia device. Here I put these widgets so I can switch off. You know, you got your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth. I use the Bluetooth in the car. When I'm not using it, I don't want to kill the battery, so it's shut off. Same thing with GPS. So, you know, it's just one touch. You know, one touch button, boom, it's on, it's off, and so on. Same thing with the brightness setting. This phone does not have a visual voicemail like the iPhone has. It uses kind of the old system where it dials up and gets your message for you. There are some ways around that. I believe AT&T has an app where they kind of lump all your messages and emails and voicemails all into one group. I haven't tried that app yet, but there's workarounds. I won't be getting many voicemails on this phone. I use another phone for that, so for me it's not an issue. For you it may be. It's kind of surprising on a phone of this expense that it doesn't have that. So that's just a quick little take on this phone. I've only had it a couple days, so as soon as I have it a little bit longer, I will maybe put up another review for you. But as far as which phone is better, boy, I'm not an Apple fanboy. I have had the last 3 or 4 iPhones, but I'm not really brand loyal. I am tied into the ecosystem of Apple, but I would say just in the few days I've had it, keep in mind I'm not an Android user, so I'm not fluid in using it. Just what I can see, if you just want something to work right out of the box and not think about it, you probably want to go with an iPhone. If you use the phone for what it is, for making phone calls, a lot of phone calls, this might be a little large for you if you're going to be talking on the phone for hours. You may want to go with either an iPhone or some other Android phone, a Galaxy S2, great phone. If you're looking for multimedia, you want to watch a lot of videos and all that stuff, you probably got to go with the Galaxy Note. It's very much the equal of this 4S. In some ways it's better. So each phone has its own pros and cons. I can't really get into what's better, Android or Apple, the iOS. They each have drawbacks. They each have positive things to say about them. So I've got one of each. Maybe you want to do the same. So hope you enjoyed watching. I'll come up with another video as soon as I can, something a little bit better. Okay, thanks a lot for watching.